What I wish I knew at 20 instead of 30. The real raw truth. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Shorty Logic Podcast, where we indulge in the messiness of reality and hold nothing back. If you're tired of sugar-coated conversations, you've found your tribe. Join us every Monday at 8:00 p.m. Eastern, 7:00 p.m. Central, for discussions that challenge your perspective and push boundaries. From controversial topics to holding ourselves accountable, we dive deep into the bold and the brave. Laugh, cry, and get real with us. So hit that subscribe button, share with your friends, and let's get uncomfortable together. See you Monday nights. Don't just listen, join the conversation. Shorty Logic Podcast, where truth gets real.
What up, everyone? This is the Shorty Logic Podcast. I am Shorty Logic. Here are my co-hosts for tonight.
How y'all doing? This is Blessed. Hope everybody is doing well. Don't have the Monday blues, as my Monday was crazy. So I have to just go ahead and put that out there for the why me.
Hey y'all, this is Night Bright, trying to have another motivational Monday.
Okay. So yeah, we got a nice little heavy little topic that the statement and the wordplay is basically everybody say, whenever the topic of tonight is why me? Why me? That's a big thing. Why me? Anything we go through, especially if it's negative, we'll say why me? So before we get in that conversation, we can go ahead and play the video for why me.
Any question? When we are going through a hard time in life, we always ask this, why me? Why is this happening to me? Why do bad things happen to good people? I'm a good person, I work hard, blah, 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 blah. It goes on. Here's the secret. Here's the answer. Why me never answers any questions. Why me only takes you back to the negative experience. And the more time you spend in that negative experience, the more intense the negative emotions become. All right? It's a self-destruct cycle. All right? So instead of why me, ask yourself, remember question number 4 just now? What must I do next? That's all. Because that shifts you from being a victim to a solution finder. Why me? Shift it to what must I do next? Any problem, any challenge in your life, ask yourself, what must I do next? And it will activate the solution finder in yourself. If you don't have the answers, then what must I do next is going to find the answers.
So when I found that, I was trying to find more videos, but this is the only one that really goes with that. And I think he hit everything that, that's about why me. So Miss Bless, what was the reason why you chose this topic?
I chose this topic because I feel like it's something that everybody can relate to, because no matter where you are in life, what you've done in life, everybody has that one moment or that one day or that time and space where they like, damn, why me? I mean, it could be anything. Like I said, you can have a flat on the side of the road. You can have a flat tire. You're like, damn, why me? Or you could be running late for work. It could be anything. There's so much you can do with that. It's people that have lost someone and they say, why me? Even though it didn't actually happen to you, it happened to that person. For some reason, we always say, why me? Why did this happen to me? It's just like we say this so much. And there's different ways, like he said, to spin it. I definitely agree to it. Just like Night Bright said, you can say, why not me? I mean, you can flip it however you want to flip it. But at the end of the day, I feel like it's something everybody can relate to because everybody has been there.
Yeah, I feel that. I definitely feel that. What is your input on Night Bright?
I feel like people say why me because they look inside themselves where they should dig a little deeper and try to, like he said, try to find a solution. Not try to victimize themselves, try to think of what's the best progress to any problem.
Mm-hmm.
Every problem has a solution. It's just a fact of not dwelling on the problem and dwelling on the solution.
Okay. I can definitely see that because just this week alone, me stressing about my son's birthday party and getting things for me and the things I couldn't get, and I was like, well, why couldn't I do this, or why me this and that? So I get it. We kind of using it in your everyday life.
Exactly. I do feel like you're using it in your everyday life. But then, like, and then when you call a friend, you got to phone a friend, and then they come to a solution. Then you find out it really ain't even that bad. Because, like, doing a child's birthday party, for instance, all kids want to do is run around and play. They just want to play. So it's like you might be thinking, damn, usually I'm spending this and doing that. But this year I can't do that. So while you're sitting there thinking about why I couldn't do this and why me and why am I in this situation, 9 times out of 10, that child is sitting there not even thinking about nothing you're thinking about. All they want to do is run around, jump around, and play. So with that
Like,
being said, you could just make something, you could do something so simple and it will have the greatest turnout. And it probably won't even cost you a little bit of nothing. So it's just really, it's all about how you look at the situation. Because like I was saying today, just I feel like I just could not get started at work. I was like, this is crazy. Like I'm on the phone with insurance companies, and I'm getting nowhere. I'm on the phone 2-3 hours with just insurance companies for one client, for one patient, and I'm like, this is bananas right now. Usually, I got 3 or 4 of them done. Today, I was stuck on one, and I was like, why is this happening to me today? And I'm like, is it because I didn't get no sleep last night? I'm thinking of all kind of crazy things. But then once I kind of just buckled down, I was like, you know what? Just chill out. It ain't even that serious. And then I just kind of, went from there and started thinking about something else and didn't think nothing else about it. It's going to get done when it get done. So, it's just all about how you look at things and how you want to move.
okay, so not right. So tell us a situation that have came within your past or recent, and you said, why me? You used the term.
I got a good example. My kids are going to school clothes, all this stuff.
Excuse me.
Being the only parent providing for them financially. I was like, Lord, this is a lot. So I was like, why me? But then I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll pick up a couple Uber hours. Do Uber, do Lyft, go back to school, work. I'm gonna have to just do what it do.
Right. Okay. So like when you said why me, like other than the examples that you gave me, what made you, what kind of things that went through your mind that made you jump into action, into solving the problem?
Because if I don't do it, nobody else is gonna do it.
I feel that. I definitely feel that. I understand that. And see, with me, that's several different things. Relationship, marriages, and you know, it comes to like even family. I was like, I've always been the person, is always the cool person, between different family members, and I'm like, why me? And or just relationship, what I'm saying, why me? Why I'm going through this? You could change it in all kinds of ways. Any kind of way you can do it. So, Ms. Bless, I asked Nightbright, in other than the situation you have gave, when you came to a realization of saying the statement "Why me?" What are some of the things that came to your mind to make you go get in action to solve the problem?
It depends on what the situation was. So you have to start there. So let's say, I don't know, when I lost my husband, for example, first thing out of my mind was when my husband passed away was, why me? Why is this happening to me? Only thing I could think about was now I'm here with 2 children, 2 young children, and I got to figure how to do this on my own. Even though a lot of things I was already doing on my own, it hits different when it's final and you know that. Well, now you can't call this person and be like, hey, come get them, or hey, I might need you to, whatever the situation is.
Right.
When you know for a fact that's final, and then the first thing out of your mind is, why me? Why is this happening to me? Why am I being punished? It all becomes centered around yourself. All you think about is yourself and what you can do different, or what you could have done different. And you putting a lot of stress on yourself too, because it may have had nothing to do with you. But at
True.
the same time, it's like, damn, then I'm stuck in a situation and I got to figure it out. You know what I mean? And at
Right.
that moment, when something happens to you, I feel like we all are selfish. We only think about ourselves. We're really thinking about, damn, it's just made my life different. You're not
Right.
thinking about, well, this person just lost his life. I'm thinking about, well, damn, it just changed mine, and it's like, it's really selfish. And I don't feel like we mean to be. It's just, it's human nature, I think, to just kind of always be like, damn, why this happened to me? And it's like, what do you do to make that better? So you got to pray about it. I feel like you got to get yourself together. You got to pull yourself up, and you got to just maneuver around the BS, really.
Right.
That's what you got to do. You got to stand up. You got to, because you got to be here for your children. You got to live for your kids. You got to get up and do what you got to do just to survive every day. So with that being said, you got to take that why me and turn it into, all right, so this is what we going to do. We going to figure this out. We going to move through life, because life don't stop.
It
You know what
doesn't.
I mean? Life doesn't stop. So you might be going through what you're going through, but them kids don't understand it. So you're going to have to pull yourself up, pick yourself up, do what you got to do, and move accordingly. And it's not easy. I tell anybody it's not easy, because for the people that's out there suffering, and whether it be just depression or whether it be just you lost somebody, just understand that there's somebody out here that's probably going through the same thing you're going through, if not worse. And that we all have those feelings. Why me? Why is this happening to us? Is this a punishment? Who did I piss off? Is this karma? We all think these type of things, but we're going to have to try to find ways to flip that around and just be like, you know what? This is a cycle. Anything that's like in death, anything that's born has to die. You have to look at things like that. So then you have to think, well, damn, I'm late for work today, or I did this. So, but then you got to think about, okay, so what could I have done to make it better? So maybe I should have got up earlier, or left out the house earlier, whatever. You got to figure out a way to make it better for you.
Right.
And usually when we're saying why me, it's things that some things can be avoidable. I'm not going to say all things, because for instance, death, you can't avoid that. It's going to come. But like other things, like, anything. It just, in general, anything can happen in life. And we always say, why me?
True.
We do. Like you said, like, you go to the school, or something goes on and the school is shut down, and you got to go to work. And like it was happening in Louisville, I know not too long ago, that anytime something went down, the school was closing. But you looking at it like, damn, I pay this daycare and I got to get to work. Damn, why is this happening to me? It's like, it ain't just happening to you, it's happening to everybody in that daycare.
Everyone.
Everybody got, you got to do what you got to do and figure that out. So, that's my input on it. You just got to find a way to maneuver around the BS, and that's just what it is.
I think one of my first why me's, I was in the service. I had a real close guy. Like my dad was like, he was like my brother. Like we was my battle buddy. We did everything together. He was just like my best friend. Like he was everything. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So we deployed, and we ended up getting incoming, whatever. But everything was fine. But we went on this convoy. He was a gunner, I was a gunner, and everything like that. But this particular day, he was our TC. I was a gunner. You have the driver. He was our TC for that vehicle that day. So we get incoming, get shoot, everything coming at us.
Mm-hmm.
We hit a IED, flipped the truck. He pulled me in. He pulled me in like he's supposed to. But after everything calmed down, drilling went away, from him pulling me in, he had to unbuckle himself. And while we was flipping, and he ended up breaking his neck. And for a long time, I was like, why me? But then some people was like, that's just a survival guilt. Because like, this man, if it weren't for him to sacrifice his life for me, I wouldn't be here today.
Right.
So I was like, for a long time, I was like, why me? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. This is a good dude. You know what I'm saying? He was doing what he was supposed to do. Then I had to learn that, I'm here for a reason. So I had to take all the steps to learn and understand and get help for that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I can see that, because at the end of the day, God doesn't make any mistakes. So maybe that was just his time to go. But at the end of the day, you got to live your life to the best of your ability, because that way his death won't be in vain. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So it's like he gave up his life to help his battle buddy. So you should be living every day to the fullest because it's something he can't do.
Correct.
So, sometimes, like I said, you got to look at things like that. Then everything is in place. Everything's already written. I do feel like everything's already written. So with that being said, there are some people that don't believe that, and that's up to you. That's fine. What you believe in is what you believe in. But at the end of the day, I done had too many situations happen to me. I done prayed through too many things, and I done been brought through too much. So I know there's a higher power, and I truly believe that. So, I mean, with that being said, you got to learn how to pray and maneuver accordingly. You can't just always focus on the negative stuff, because I used to be that type of person that always focused on the negative stuff. And then one day I just woke up and said, you know what? You are miserable, and you're miserable because you're making yourself miserable, because you don't have to always dwell on the negative. You can look at something positive or find something positive in everything, even in people. You can find something positive in people. Like, I know people that are just negative waking up in the morning. You're like, damn, why is you so negative? Then you think about it, but they can be good people. They'll do anything in the world for you. But at the same time, it come with a negative vibe attached to it. It's like, damn, why are you'll do anything for anybody, but you negative as hell? Like, make it make sense. So with that being said, it's like, how do you maneuver around those people? Do you give up on those people because they're negative all the time? Or do you see the light in them and be like, okay, they may be negative, and maybe it's something deeper inside that's bothering them, that's deep rooted, but these people will give they shirt off their back for you. And it's like, damn, how do you put that together? How do you hold on to a person like that and try to let them see that everything's not that bad? As long as you still got air in your body, then you've got an opportunity to change that negative vibe and just flip it into something more positive.
Big facts. That's big facts right there. And it just, when this topic came to me, it was like, when it you brought the topic over there, I thought about it first. I was like, why me? I'm like, give me some definitions and give me some answers in why me. But then once you start throwing them, like, if you really think about it, everybody uses it in their everyday life.
Yeah. And that's the first thing we go to.
Hell, cooking on the stove, burn my finger. Hey, hell, why me? Shit. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think it's a natural reaction for people.
And it is, and you can use it in so many ways in your life. For instance, it's like, okay, you go to work and you get fired, and it's like, damn, why did this just happen to me? What did I do? But then if you think about it, it's like, you knew it was coming, because there was probably things that led up to that point, how attitudes were shifting, moods was, swinging.
Right.
You can really feel it when somebody's messing with you or just purposely trying to pick with you. You can feel it. Okay, it's time for me to find something else, because I can already see that either they're going to do something that's going to make me go off, or it's not going to be pretty. So it's time for me to find something else, because I feel it. You can feel it in your spirit. When you pay attention, when it's called a gut feeling, that's real. Mm-hmm. That's real. When you got a gut feeling when something's not right. And then sometimes all you have to do is be quiet, open your ears and shut your mouth. And see, that's our biggest thing. We always trying to answer people's questions before they even got the question out. Sometimes you got to just sit back and just chill and just listen and let them people get their verbiage out. Because once they get it out, you're going to know where they're coming from. So if you got somebody you working with or whatever, and they always throwing little subliminals and it's always negative and they always nitpicking with everything you do, it's time to get away from that situation, because 9 times out of 10, they already mentally done with you. They just trying to figure out how to get you out of there.
Oh yeah. I know. Definitely. I don't have situations that way, even though your job to the T, and your supervisor just constantly finding something for to nitpick with.
Nitpicking.
Even if your manager of the of the place is telling you, this is how you're supposed to do it. Mm-hmm. But your supervisor would go and do whatever they want to do. So trust me, I get it. What can you do? Do you follow the rules of the exactly what you know and what the manager tell you what to do, or follow the supervisor.
I'm gonna tell you what you do. You get it in writing.
Sure.
No, dead ass. So, for instance, if I got a supervisor coming to me telling me to do A, and I got a manager coming to me telling me to do B, first of all, your manager's over your supervisor. Let's start there.
Facts.
So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and ask them, do me a favor. Is there any way you could just write down, or you write it down and have them sign it and be like, okay, so this is what you want me to do, correct? Because, and you don't have to tell them, oh, I'm doing this because I don't want, I want to prioritize. So tell me what you need me to do in this order and let me know so I can get myself together, and then I can maintain some kind of focus and we can get it done. You tell me what's important to you. Like they tell you they want you to move equipment. Then they tell you they want you to do floors. Okay, wait a minute. I'm one person. So do me a favor. Write down the order in which it's important to you. And then we'll go from there. Because then guess how you got them? If the supervisor comes back and says, I want you to do this, then you can pull out that paper and say, no, but my manager said he want me to do this. So I'm going to do what my manager says. And if you have an issue with what my manager says, since he's over both of us, we can all three have a conversation. You see what I'm saying? Because then you can tell him he wrong, because these are his words.
Oh, yeah. But you do also
There's
have
the way to do things.
Yeah, that's true. You definitely can go that route, but you also have those managers that's gonna know, even though the manager tell you this and the supervisor tell you that, they always gonna back the boot back the supervisor up.
And that's fine, but guess what you got? It's called HR. Because but no. But do you understand what I said when I said you had him write that down and sign it?
Facts, yeah.
If anything that's not written down don't exist. You
That's
understand what I'm saying? So as long as you got that paperwork stating this is what I want you to do, and you follow that paper, then there's not a damn thing they can say to you, because they have now just entered into a document and they signed it. That's now the document.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That being said, we can all go to HR. And then if HR is not doing what they're supposed to do, then guess what? Then we can get a lawyer. Then I'm going to put all y'all name on the lawsuit, because now you're harassing me. You're making it an uncomfortable work environment because y'all nitpicking. Y'all nitpicking. So as long as you cross your T's and dot your I's, you're going to always be good. Then that's when you turn that why me around into why y'all? Because now I got y'all ass. You see what I'm saying? You can turn it around.
That's big facts. You can, there's all kinds of ways to turn things around. Trust me. There's been situations that you can have this document, or the situations you don't have this document. If they ready to get rid of it, they're just gonna get rid of you.
And that's fine. And that's fine. But guess what? When they get rid of you and you have that document, when you go to unemployment, because when you fire me, you best believe that's where I'm going. And guess what? When I got this document, I'm gonna slide it right on to unemployment. Here you go. Because this is what they told me to do. And this is what happened. And you have to document. That's the most important thing you can do.
And also, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's been times that, even I've been there before in life, be at a job, you will hire for this job, this specific job. You have a job title, you have your description of your job down to the T. But then years later, they want to come and add some stuff on there that is not even in your job description, and you're not getting compensated for it.
Okay. And then that's when you go to, again, that's when you go to HR. If HR ain't doing nothing, you go over their head. If they ain't doing nothing, you go to the labor board. But there's ways of doing everything. That's why all these things are set into play. Because if they start playing with you like that, then you got a right to pull out that paperwork that says, your hiring paperwork that says, okay, on my documentation, it says I am supposed to be doing this, this, and this. So when y'all started adding all these things, then that's not, what we doing.
Then what do you do if they say it's been added into the contract?
Okay, did I sign it?
That's true.
Did I sign it? I mean, because if you added new things into a contract, when you and I entered into this legal document and I agreed to do these 3 jobs, and then you added 3 more into the job, so now I'm doing 6 jobs and not being compensated. Okay, you may have added that into your document, but where was my copy?
That's the big one.
Because at my job, when something changes, we have what's called a meeting. On that meeting, they have documentation. Once they go over their documentation with us, they say, okay, now you all agree to this and y'all need to sign this. So once we agree to it and we sign it, then you have now informed us. So as long as you inform me, then it's now my decision. Yes, I'm going to comply and do these things, or no, I'm not. But if I'm not, then they have a right to say, well, if you don't want to be in compliance, the rules have changed. If you don't want to be in compliance, well, now we have a right to say, hey, listen, we've already asked you this. We already told you that this is what's going on. We have now changed this to this. And you don't want to sign the document. You don't want to do these things. Then we're going to probably have to part ways, because this is probably not going to be the job for you. Because at the end of the day, this is the policy and this is how it changed, because policies do change.
Policies do change all day long.
But you do have to inform me of the changes. You can't just say, hey, today you might be buffing floors, but tomorrow I'm going to have you change your bedpans. We're going to make you a PA or whatever. We're going to make you a NA. Who?
And you had to compensate me.
Who? So it's like,
you had to compensate me.
The buff floors and end up wiping ass. So, you just, it has to make sense. But they have to say that to you. They can't just walk up to you the next day on your job and say, hey, by the way, we added this little new thing to you. So you're going to be wiping butts today and moving there and doing floor. Who's doing all that?
Yeah.
So I mean, in life, you gotta make choices. So if you don't want to comply, and first of all, if they don't inform you, that's a them thing. But if they do inform you and you agree and then you stop doing it, that's a you thing. So it's a fine line. You got to kind of pay attention to stuff like that. It's definitely a fine line. But you got to speak up for yourself too.
Yeah. Oh, and this work from experience. They don't even you being respectful about it, they don't like when you take up for yourselves.
And that's fine. And no, they definitely don't.
They don't like if you take up for yourself. They don't.
And they definitely don't. Then you become the complainer, because first thing they say is, oh, every time I look up, you complaining. No, I'm not complaining. I just like how you expect certain things from me. I expect certain things from you.
Big fact.
What if you're in a job where, okay, let's say paper documentation is hard to keep up with because you're working with your hands, or you work in the kitchen field.
Okay.
So, paper and pens not everywhere.
You got a phone?
Yes.
Notate on your phone. You got something on your phone called a note. Are you you got an iPhone?
No.
Well, you still can take a notes. You can notate on your phone. You can definitely
text it to yourself.
Text it to yourself or record. You can go into a bathroom. If something happens that's real bad and this is something you just can't get past, I need to run the restroom. Go in the restroom, go in there, and you can do a voice recording. All phones have voice recorder. Yeah. Record at this day, at this time, this is what happened with Sally, Sue, and Bob, whatever. And this is what they did to me at this time. And then you can even put in there, oh, and on this day, I said this. This is what I said to them. This is what they said to me. Save it. Go on back to where you was.
That part.
Because it's still a recording. It's still happening at that time. And then when you get home or when you get wherever you're going and you have some time, go ahead and play that recording back and document. But keep the recording just in case. But document. I'm serious. If anything's going on, this is just, it doesn't feel right. It feels like someone is stepping on your toes. They make it in a hostile work environment. Document. Where there's a will, there's a way. I'm telling you, excuse yourself from the situation. Go into the bathroom and record. Record it. Better yet, hit record on your damn phone while they're doing it.
We can't do that now.
Shit. Now let me tell you something.
You can do that. You can do that, but now, you can do that. You can do that, but if you say you take that to court and they have been
okay, no, but see, it ain't where I was going.
No, you gotta notify them. I'm about to record.
Yeah.
Okay, but wait a minute. You only have to notify them if it's a recording, if you plan on using it against them. What you're doing is you're hitting record, because what you want to do is, I didn't say play it in court. When you hit record, take that shit back to your house that night, and when you replay it for yourself, write down what was said.
Okay.
I know. I
get that. You don't have to play it in court. It's only illegal or admissible if you try to play it in court. But if you play it to yourself and just write it down, that time and date stamps. That's all you're doing. You're not taking it to court. It's not admissible if you're just using it for documentation to write your letter later.
What about
Yeah.
photo documentation?
So
Huh?
what?
Photo documentation, like
Then
Oh,
if you
documentation,
take photos of them.
Take pictures in there. Yeah.
no, of pictures of certain things, not of them.
So like this, here's the thing. Like if you're not recording a person, maybe you're just like they did something, you seen that they did it or whatever. You can record. I mean, you could like take a picture of what
The
they done,
item.
the item.
Yeah,
But as
know.
far as taking a picture of the person, that might get
Oh no.
it might get a
Yeah.
little silly. But it's taking a picture of some things that they've done, and it's that goes back to documentation.
Mhm.
Take a picture of what they did, and then you can, and it should have a timestamp on it when you take that picture.
Big
When
time.
you do that, take it back home. And then what I would do is I would go to like whoever prints out pictures, Walgreens, things like that, Myers, and just take and download the pictures and put them in like a 4x6 card, and
Right.
then put them in a little notebook or something. So then you can write under the picture, on this day, whomever did this, that, and the third. I watched them do this at this time. And then you can have the pictures of it. So then if they ever come back and be like, oh, I didn't do this, you can pull out the photos. They're not in the photo. But you can pull out the photo that says, you did this. I watched you do this. I watched you do this. But as long as their picture is not in it.
Right. Long as they're not in the video or
Mhm.
picture, then it should be fine. Because, you know,
Exactly.
nowadays you have to, notify the person. Just like now on phones now. Crazy. I just did an update on my phone. So now my phone do the same thing. Except for when I'm on the phone with someone and want to hit record, it tells the person that you about to be recorded.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why.
Listen, yeah, it does that. But I'm gonna tell you how I am. I got the new Meta glasses. I don't have them on today, but I got the new Meta glasses. The Meta glasses have cameras in them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have those. Matter of fact, I think did I wear them last week? I don't know, but I have Meta glasses. So with the Meta glasses, you hit a button here
And record.
and even though it notifies you, it notifies the people you're recording, because what's going on, they can't hear it. But right here on the little shield, there's a white dot. It's a light.
Yeah.
It's recording. It's a light. So you can absolutely say, hey, listen, if you don't, whatever, this is third, leave me alone. I'm gonna record your ass.
Mm-hmm.
And if they be like, some people, and this is how you get people, because some people are so nonchalant, they'll be like, I don't give a, you can record me. Thank you. Because guess what they just gave you?
Permission.
They gave you permission to record them.
Authorization, yep.
They gave you permission to record them.
Mm-hmm.
So especially when you have people that's being irate, they don't care. How many times you done seen videos of Karens and shit, and they be like, we're recording you, and they'll be like, I don't give a fuck. And then okay, bing. So now I'm recording your
That's why cops don't like people recording them.
But guess what? They can't stop you because it's illegal to stop you from recording, because that's your right.
True. Mm-hmm. But they're trying to get rid of that.
Mm-hmm.
They trying to get rid of everything. Shit.
Everybody gonna need a pair of Meta glasses.
I'm trying to tell you. But I love them. I love
TikTok.
Huh? Hell no, I get them TikTok. I got them lens crafters. I get some damn TikTok.
I thought you was talking about them Ray-Bans.
I got the Ray-Bans.
Oh,
those things expensive.
They only $300.
That's a lot of
only $300. Only $300.
Only $300. When I can go get the same one off Amazon for about $40 and do the same thing.
I don't know nothing about no $40.
I get 5 pair of glasses from Zillow for $125.
I don't know nothing about no $40.
You know what I'm saying? Or get the ones from TikTok. You know what I'm saying? They do the same thing.
I don't know nothing about no TikTok.
I don't know nothing about no TikTok glasses.
Yeah, they got on TikTok. They got
I got them across the room.
Yeah, you got them TikTok shop and all that. Yeah, I seen them glasses. I mean, I seen them when Ray J came up with the stuff. But
did Ray J come up with it?
Yeah. He had a version of it. He had a version of it. You know what I'm saying? But you
gonna have to look that up.
You go on TikTok and get that off TikTok for literally nothing, and do the exact same thing, and it's stylish.
I don't know nothing about none of that. But these are the ones, and they light up. I don't know if y'all can see that or not.
Yeah.
Oh, bummer. Yeah. Is that a light up for $300?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna show y'all.
What the fuck me suck me for that going?
Shut the hell up with your mouth.
Yeah,
They better do the walking and talking for me too.
man.
So
Because
this is what it look
because
like.
on
And
TikTok
so
they
I'm
got the
sitting there.
one
Can y'all
on
see the light
TikTok they
come
got the
on?
ones you can talk on the
Y'all
phone
see the
with.
light?
Yeah,
Oh yes. Oh no,
because
you can listen to music. You
Yeah, I
could do
listen
a
to
lot of
music.
stuff.
So when I just took a picture. Now if I want to record, I hold it. Then I
and the
record
light
video.
is on, right. Like
Yep.
they got they got the cell ones like that on TikTok for you can talk to the phone through. People can hear talk to the phone.
Yeah, I can talk and I can hear music.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? For the same one off TikTok for the little
Well, I wanted some Ray-Bans. I didn't want to.
yeah, you paying for the name. But anyway,
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 I
you know,
digress.
this is a short little, little talk about, why me. Everybody say why me, you know what I'm saying? But make sure y'all like, subscribe, and follow this page and give y'all, reviews about our page and our how we do things up here. But so definitely, this is the Short Logic Podcast. Anyone else got anything to say before we out of here?
Everybody has a blessed week, and y'all learn how to turn those why me's into, like Night Bright said, into the why not me's, and try to find something positive. And if you see somebody else going through something negative, go ahead and try to motivate them and try to turn that negative into a positive, and just work through it. It's all you can do.
That part right there. With that being said, ain't nothing else to follow that. Short Logic
All
Podcast
right.
out here.